Me and my father have always been best friends. When I first came to live with my dad, I wasn't in the best shape. I was just a tough kind of punk kid. And he wanted me to get in better shape. He wanted me to work out a little bit. He wanted me to become more disciplined. And so we just started working out together.
That's quite the process.
Well, yeah, because it's got to be fresh. He got sick in my senior year of high school. He was sick before that, but we didn't really know about it.
I got sick initially when Nick was in high school wrestling. It's not something I really like talking about that much.
He kept most of it to himself. My dad's a very private person, so he didn't tell anyone until it really got out of hand.
I had kind of didn't have a great outlook, and I went through some treatment, and I was doing pretty well for quite some time.
But at a certain point, he stopped his cancer treatments, and then that's kind of when we found out. Just passed out one day, and we just went to the doctor, and they said, hey, you got stage 5 cancer. I was wrestling at the University of Minnesota. I was an A student in college, and my wrestling career wasn't going where I wanted it to. I didn't really like it. I wanted to try something else. Decided to just, on a whim, take a fight. I went out there, knocked the dude out right away. Then we did that again, same thing happened, did it again, same thing happened, and then at that point we decided, hey, maybe there's something to this MMA game. I dropped out of medical school. I just decided I'm gonna invest everything I am and everything I have into MMA.
The former state champion wrestler, Nik "The Carney" Lentz, fighting tonight for the first time. Great job done by Nik Lentz.
And Lentz stays on top.
How good is
Lentz got it very tight. Lentz drops down for a guillotine. He's good.
It is nicely done. Nik Lentz, winner by submission.
He's out.
Guillotine. This time he's got it cinched up. He's got it cinched up, Mike.
Mark Bonchek, victorious here tonight at home, handing Nik Lentz his first loss in the octagon.
On Christmas Eve, I got a phone call from my manager, and he said, hey, you're gonna get cut from the UFC. You're cut. I didn't have the money to take care of my family. My dad wasn't gonna get his cancer treatments. I was an emotional wreck, and I pretty much just locked myself in the house for the next couple weeks.
It was a hard time for both myself, Nick, my daughters, everyone. We all pulled together and stuck together.
I've been sitting in my house, doing nothing. Got the call from a manager. He said, hey, they want you to fight Evan Dunham. I just walked out there into the UFC cage. I fought one of the best guys in the world and just went for it. I was going to prove to them that I belonged in the UFC.
Evan Dunham and Nik Lentz, they're leaving it all in the octagon tonight.
This is a very aggressive Nik Lentz. Dunham does not want this. He's got Dunham up and down.
Back and forth battle here in round 1.
Very difficult to hold that guy in place.
A little dirty boxing there, and good combination. He landed multiple punches.
Lentz is coming at him.
Lentz is countering back.
Oh, big left hand. Lentz's face is a mess. This is not good.
There were so many people around me at that point, the refs and the doctors and stuff, and they were all asking me these questions. And I had my dad's cancer treatments, being able to take care of my family and my sisters and stuff, everything running through my head, and I was literally at the breaking point.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the doctor's advice, referee John McCarthy's called a stop to this contest.
I was freaking out, just silently, and I thought I was gonna for sure lose my job. That's half the reason the fight got stopped, because I was just, at that point, I was completely broken. And then Joe Silva came in the ring and he said, we're not gonna cut you. I actually didn't know I got Fight of the Night bonus until I was getting stitched up in the hospital. And as soon as I realized that I was going to get the bonus money, I was going to get the $50,000, I knew that I was going to take that money and pay for my dad's cancer treatment.
I knew he had something to prove, and I knew he would go and give everything he had in that fight, and he did, and it turned everything around for all of us. I had a procedure done, and Nick was able to help me with that, and that's probably the reason why I'm still here.
When it comes to the Lentz family, we don't give up easy, and he's going to be around when I win the belt.